many more opportunities than he would have got? You think you look at it that way?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe you'll get your first break or an opportunity, but then after that, to sustain in this industry is, the people only speak about your success, because you might get one song, or you might get that one opportunity to go and meet a director or meet a composer, and you might get that project, but then nobody's going to call you for the second project if you've not been successful.
Not done a good
No, but I am still seen as the children of Shankar Mahadevan when you go, let's say, to a music director, or you jam, or you do a concert. Are you still seen, constant comparisons? Are they as good as your dad? Does that worry you at all? Are you individuals on your own?
See, I think that's where he's also always told us that, always have your own niche, create your own identity in what you're doing. And, all those comparisons will always be there, and there's nothing wrong in it, because we are his sons. We don't want to not be his sons.
But how are you all different then? What is your, how
we have completely, especially Shivam and I have very different styles. You want
to, tell us how are you all different? What's your style?
He's also a little more interested in, the production, part of the music also, because he composes. I'm not so into composing yet. I definitely want to get into it, but for now, I'm probably more, interested in the technicalities of how a song is supposed to be sung, and he's probably, more interested and gifted when it comes to composing and the technicalities of production of a song. So that way, we're very different. And his genres are different, his likings are different.
Like, he loves to sing classical music. Maybe I'm not the best at singing classical music. So we've got our different styles.
It's generational, right?
Yeah.
He would still like singing classical Carnatic music, for example.
But I think they are comparing among themselves, huh?
No, this is not with Dad.
This is not with Dad. This is with both of us.
This is both of us.
So you're telling me that from every generation things are changing. You all have to. What's your favorite music?
No, that's.
What's the music?
That's a very, very difficult question.
What's the music that really sends you, gives you a high?
It's different every hour.
It's different every hour.
I started, learning music by listening to Lata Mangeshkar ji and by listening to Ghulam Ali Khan Sahab. So it's like I started with, the best female singer the country has ever had, and Bollywood songs that she has sung, and also ghazals. So probably that is my favorite.
I've always been listening to varied genres of music, like whether it was fusion music, what Dad would do with his bands back in the day, or it was rock like Linkin Park and stuff like that, or R&B artists, hip hop artists.
You're all over the place.
Completely.
No, he would take a flight from here to Scotland just to see one concert and come back. He's that crazy.
Wow.
So
who did you go to see? Who's
I went to watch. So I love Bruno Mars. So I flew to Ireland to watch him. Just flew alone, wanted to watch his concert.
I drove 300 kilometers once to listen to Springsteen. Because for me, Bruce
and you
Springsteen,
should do that.
But I could also go 500 kilometers to listen to Kishore Kumar.
Correct. Exactly.
For me, an R.D. Burman concert that I once saw as a student in England at Wembley was special.
And I'm glad you did that, because my life's regret has been I have not met R.D. Burman and Kishore Kumar. Though I've worked with every singer, every hero, every music director in the country, whether it's Tamil, Telugu, Kannada, Malayalam, Marathi, I've sung with everybody. My only regret is I have not met Kishore Kumar and R.D. Burman.
Any favorite Kishore R.D. song?
Infinite,
okay.
But if I put you on the spot, which is that Kishore R.D. song?
Kishore R.D. is a very rare combination.
Yes.
But Kishore Kumar, of course.
Which one?
Well, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे लोगों का काम है कहना छोड़ो बेकार की बातों में कहीं बीत न जाए रहना.
Just to tell our viewers, these are 3 singers and 1 bathroom singer. Just keep that in mind.
But सुर में है.
सुर में है यार आपका. But the fact is, Shankar, is it that the training is less today than it was for your generation? The competition is surely intense, but the training, the riyaz, the effort that you started at the age of 5 with all the instruments, is it less for the next generation?
No, all this is a myth here. I feel today's singers I mean, the good ones. Let's not even talk about mediocrity. Let's not talk about people who fix their voices on auto-tune and they make a single hit. We are not even talking about them because, you know, mediocrity exists in every art form. So let's not even talk about it. Let's talk about the good singers, people who are dedicated. I can't tell you how professional they are. I can't tell you how hardworking they are. I can't tell you how prepared they are. And the technicalities, the professionalism, the etiquettes. I'm talking about, say for example, getting a studio to a singer to the studio. When he or she comes, she or he, they are very well prepared, very well, they know what's happening.
Do they have the voices of a Kishore or a Lata?
See, that we can't predict now. See, how can you say anybody can have, they have their own, now look at Arijit Singh. I mean, I think he's fabulous. He's a fabulous artist. He is the only artist who probably knows how to write notations, you know. Whereas, you know, there are many singers who don't know whether it's what is a sa, what is a pa, what is a da. They're just shooting in the dark. But this guy, Arijit Singh, Shreya Ghoshal, they are all fabulous. Sonu Nigam, when they come on in the studio, bang on. They're bang on.
You know, now one of the more interesting aspects of music because of the age of online is you can take music across all boundaries almost instantly in real time. And you set up an online academy of music.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. I mean, is that also part of India tomorrow in a way?
Well, it's part of India today and India tomorrow because, you know, just the convenience of, see, if you ask a young kid today to sit in one place and, you know, sing 1 hour of only sa and re, he probably might, you know, just lose interest and run away because everything is fast, everything is on the mobile phone, everything. You need to, though you're teaching a traditional art form, you need to package it in such a way that you maintain the interest of the generation. So I set up an academy, Shankar Mahadevans Academy, along with my partner Sridhar Ranganathan, both of us engineers. That's where my engineering has come of use. So now this online academy, we started with 10 students 10 years back, and now we are in 88 countries.
88 countries?
88 countries and teaching music 24/7 because teachers are there. I've got over 100 teachers from all over the world, so depending on the time zones, and it's an amazing academy. I'm not saying it because it's mine, but the way it is shaped up, because of my partner Sridhar, he's a tech genius, and he's set it up in such a way that people are so happy with this academy, and we are teaching hardcore Indian classical music, Hindustani, Carnatic, film songs, bhajans, everywhere.
You know, because there is this belief that the Guru Shishya Parampara, which was spoken about for years, for decades, for centuries, is getting diluted. Does your generation still, you know, venerate the idea of having a guru, having someone whom you learn from, train from, or, you know, because there is this myth that younger India is not interested in the Guru Shishya Parampara as much as the previous generation was. Are you as devoted to the idea that you could learn from someone, whether online, offline?
It all depends on what you want to learn, what kind of music you want to get into. When you have to learn Indian classical music, you have to learn from a guru. You have to learn from someone who is experienced, who has learned, and, you know, who can teach you that kind of music. So, you know, when you talk about the academy, you know, the teachers have to know how to teach. And, you know, and the students have to be interested to learn. And only if you're interested to learn, you know, hardcore classical music is when you have to have that Guru Shishya Parampara, which is still there.
No, but is this younger India, your India, interested in classical music?
Not everybody.
Not everybody,
Not
definitely,
everybody.
yeah.
Or
Is it before also?
No, but is it getting lost out because of this emphasis on...
No,
you know,
if Indian classical music was getting lost out, my academy wouldn't be present in 88 countries. Yeah. See, the thing is, what people misunderstand is when you learn classical music, it is only to perform classical music.
Yeah.
That is not the reason for learning classical music.
Absolutely.
You learn classical music, but you do acid jazz. Nobody cares. You are just increasing your fundamentals. You're making it stronger. You know, it's your alphabets, your grammar of the language of music becomes strong.
You know, my friends in South India and Tamil Nadu in particular will be very upset if you don't, in a way, give us a glimpse of, you know, a classical song at this moment.
Of course.
Something that, you know, a Carnatic music song that truly sort of...
Why not?
inspires you.
Which one? No, I'll sing Mahaganapati. Mahaganapate Namo Namo Shri Mahaganapate Namo Namo Shri Maheshwara Putra Shri Ganapate Mahaganapate Gari Dhani Dhari Gapa Bhagari Dhari Mahaganapate Nidhari Nidhani Barida Badani Bagari Maha. Now this is all improvisation. So classical music, it just makes your horizons wider. You can just think better. You can just speak better the language of music. It's as simple as that. Nobody wants everybody to come and perform at the Savai Gandharva. You know, it's not that. That is not the purpose. And now the youngsters, they are understanding that. Your fundamentals become strong.
You know, I was very impressed when I heard that you'd sung these Marathi devotional songs. I mean, presumably that again came from within somewhere. That
I mean, the first song that he sang when he was 9 years old, it's such a difficult song. Just sing that one line of Mana Mandira, no?
Oh, Mana Mandira.
Sing with me, no? Mana Mandira te jane uzalun ghe sadaka samvedana samvade savedana zabadana Mana Mandira Mana Mandira Mana Mandira.
This is the first song he sang.
and music knows no language. Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, so what's interesting about this song is the film has a Guru Shishya kind of a parampara in which
It's from the film Katiyar Kalsa
Bruce Lee, yeah. So he has acted in the film. He is the Panditji in the film and he is playing the Guru and the Shishya's voice is my voice and the Guru's voice is obviously him because...
wow.
So it's a very...
You should watch the film. It's amazing.
And you're composing for Marathi cinema. So in a way, you know, the language of music cuts across all barriers. Right. You know, and that makes it in a way so special.
And let me tell you now, we have also found a bigger purpose of music. With my academy, we are performing for varied people. For example, for people who have got terminally ill, diseases, cancer patients, people who are old. Loneliness is something that kills you, and music heals. We are performing every day. One concert every day from my academy. Either the teachers or the students or sometimes myself. Every day there's a concert happening and we call it Nirvana. And that is what we found out as the biggest purpose for music. No money, no economics, nothing. आपको चाहिए, आपके पास NGO है, आपके पास hospital है, आपको performance चाहिए, हम करेंगे. We go and ask them. And every day we are doing one concert. Online, huh?
You know, when you're not doing music, what do the 3 S's do? What does I mean, how do you chill out, yaar? Or is it music 24/7?
You should say this.
No, it's Sunday today, so probably you'll enter the kitchen, make something to eat.
He is one of the most unbelievable chefs.
Who? Shankar?
Dad, yeah.
Yeah? What do you cook?
My
Everything.
cooking is, it's not just a hobby, huh?
It's an art.
It is passion,
Serious
soul.
passion.
My wife seriously believes that my passion for cooking is slightly more than even music.
What is the best?
Everything. I make South Indian, I make Thai, I make Bologna.
Arey, classic, uska
What only he was asking us, what do you want for lunch?
Mangalorian,
So he
South
gave us 10
Indian,
different options.
whatever,
He gave us 10 different options. He could have made, I am a vegetarian, so he could make a prawn moili for him, but a veg moili for me, Kerala, that is Kerala. But he can also make Asian food for us. He can make Thai Penang curry for us.
So he composes food as in the manner that he composes music,
totally, and he's
with
very
love
passionate
and with your
about it.
soul right into it, right?
And cooking is so much like creating a song.
Yeah.
But tera favorite dish kya hai? What is your favorite? What is the Shankar Mahadevans
His
special?
favorite dish would be just curd rice. I think that is
My
No
what I
sambar
eat.
rice for him.
No, he's asking what I cook.
what he makes.
What he makes.
Very, very, very.
I think I love his Thai Penang curry.
Yeah, his Thai curry
Yeah.
would be one of
Thai
them.
Penang curry.
Yeah. That is
And
one of my
it's
favorite.
serious cooking. I've got a teppanyaki grill in my kitchen. So you can.
So if
I've
you were not a
installed
music composer, you might be a Michelin chef.
100%. And I know that one day I will get into the food business. I know for sure.
It's one of his dreams to merge music and food somehow together.
I want to do a show where I have music and food together. Nobody has done it. I want to do it.
ऐसा करते हैं. You see, I do a show called Elections on My Plate,
हाँ.
where
Oh,
I
I
go
love
across.
that. When you enter into people's
houses and I see what's cooking. So what we have to do is we have to combine now music on my plate with election on my plate.
Superb, done.
Superb hit show.
Great.
We'll take it to Netflix or Amazon as an OTT show. Shankar Mahadevan, music on my plate meets food on my plate, elections on my
Superb.
plate.
Great idea.
You know, there's an idea there.
Yeah.
Isi tarah se, this is fusion.
This is jamming.
Jamming, new style jamming. Out of all the songs that you've been singing, and there are lots of wonderful ones. Anyone from your own film over the years that you, Shankar, Ehsan, Loy always sing together and say, this was the song that made us? Or that is particularly special
I
to
think
you?
to a certain extent, Dil Chahta Hai, but then I think Kal Ho Na Ho is something that it's written so beautifully that Har Pal Yahan, and after COVID, you just realize that you don't need that much, You live every minute to the fullest.
Absolutely.
Because you never
I
know what's
agree
going to
with you.
happen.
Live in the moment.
Let's do Kal Ho Na Ho.
Yeah.
हर घड़ी बदल रही है रूप जिंदगी छाँव है कभी कभी है धूप जिंदगी हर पल यहाँ जी भर जियो जो है समा कल हो ना हो. This is thanks to my partners Ehsan and Loy.
Yeah.
Wonderful guys. Do you feel in a way that are there more opportunities for you to do different things? You could do a song for YouTube. You could, you could have your own album. You don't rely only on film music. Has your generation moved away from saying, look, to make it, I have to be a film singer or a film composer?
Completely agreed. Because the avenue...
You're out of film. Film music is not the ultimate goal now.
Not the only.
It's not the only goal, I would
Okay.
say now. See, doing film music is great because it masses consume it.
Sure.
But also in today's day and age, the consumption of content is across so many different platforms, across so many different channels, and you can do so many things in different ways to put out your music, whether it's collaborations, whether it's just your YouTube, your Instagram. There's so many amazing streaming platforms, Spotify. I've been told that there's a stat that people consume way more content, audio content. I'm talking about like songs and stuff, just purely by streaming them than by, watching who's an actor on it or whatever like that.
I'm seeing more and more people jamming. I was today on Marine Drive and there were young groups of people jamming. I said, what do you, I'm going to put it out on YouTube. So, they're preparing their own little YouTube platforms and putting out their music.
Yeah. Now I'll give you a small example. When was that day when Shreya had come? She was singing for me and you were also in the studio. Shreya Ghoshal.
Yeah.
And these two, they're very friendly. And they just put that, sing that Sargam now. What was that? You all sang together.
Amit.
Deem ta dana derena, deem ta dana derena, dhani sama zagamada, ni da ma ga pa, gama pa sa, gama pa ni, gama pa ni da ba ma ga re gama da pa, re ma ba da ma pa ni da ba ma ga gama re sa ni da re ma ma pa da pa ma ni re sa ni da ba ma pa da ni da ba ma ga re sa ni sa re ga.
So this, they just, Shreya, okay, let's do this. And I just put the camera and they both sang this together. And what is the kind of viewership you all have?
Yeah, a lot of views that I've got for that. Even social media has become such a big platform, to put out your stuff. Now, people have started, using reels on Instagram that are these 1-minute videos that, have a very big reach. So you put out your music there and, you have a viewership that probably YouTube also doesn't give you.
Sure, so very different to when you started off. You were doing your advertising jingles at best.
Yeah.
Before you sort of got your big break, you did Breathless on your own, of course.
Exactly.
The ad stuff still happens.
The ad stuff still happens, of course, but it's just one element of various things happening.
Yeah.
Does that, you think, make it easier in a way for today's generation than it was for your generation? Did you have lesser opportunities in a way
Yeah,
to showcase
because
your talent?
people like us, we used to only look up to maybe either a non-film song and go and we literally have to beg to a music company. Yeah, I have an album. I never had to do it, luckily for me. I'm just talking about generally an artist. If he has a song, he didn't know how to put it out. He had to go and approach a big music company. The music company will throw their tantrum saying that, no, don't do this, change this, make this a little more peppy, add a little more, this hook is not powerful enough, whatever. So you had to depend on a music company to release your thing. Would you believe it if I tell you that the music company which signed me for Breathless, Saregama that time, I can tell you now, they were not ready to do the video of Breathless. They felt that it was not catchy enough. Can you believe it? Javed ji, Farhan Akhtar, myself, we all literally argued with the CEO of the company. Said, please, this is a new concept, let's do it. Please have faith in us. एक तो हमारे पर भरोसा करो. Then okay, चलो चलो ठीक है. And they put it on and see what's happened to Breathless. It's a cult song, yeah.
You know, before we go into the break, let's give a sense for this generation about Breathless.
Oh, you want me to sing?
Yeah.
Let's sing it together.
Yeah, let's sing it together.
1, 2, 3, 4. कोई जो मिला तो मुझे ऐसा लगता था जैसे मेरी सारी दुनिया में गीतों की रुत और रंगों की बरखा है, खुशबू की आंधी है, महकी हुई सी अब सारी फिजाएं, महकी हुई सी अब सारी हवाएं, खोई हुई सी अब सारी दिशाएं, बदली हुई सी अब सारी अदाएं, जागी उमंगे धड़क रहा है दिल, सांसों में तूफान, होठों में नगमे, आंखों में सपने, सपनों में बीते हुए सारे वो लम्हे हैं जब कोई आया था, नजरों पे छाया था, दिल में समाया, कैसे मैं बताऊं तुम्हें कैसा उसे पाया था, प्यारे से चेहरे पे बिखरी तो जुल्फे, तो ऐसा लगता था जैसे कोहरे के पीछे एक होश में धुला हुआ फूल खिलाए, जैसे बादल में एक चांद छुपाए और चांद रहा है, जैसे रात के पर्दे में एक सवेरा है, रोशन रोशन आंखों में सपनों का सागर, जिसमें प्रेम सितारों की चादर जैसे झलक रही है, लहरों लहरों बात करे तो जैसे मोती बरसे, जैसे कहीं चांद की पायल गूंजे, जैसे कहीं शीशे के जाम गिरे और छन से टूटे, जैसे कोई चुपके सितार बजाए, जैसे कोई चांदनी रात में गाए, जैसे कोई हॉल से पास बुलाए, कैसी मीठी बातें थी वो, कैसे मुलाकातें थी वो, जब मैंने जाना था नजरों से कैसे पिघलते हैं दिल और आरज़ू पाती है कैसी मंजिल, और कैसे उतरता है चांद ज़मीन पर, कैसे कभी लगता है स्वर्ग अगर है तो बस यहीं पर. You know, and so on and so forth.
I'm almost breathless just listening to the three of you. Fantastic.
I think this is probably the first time we have done Breathless
Actually, the
together.
first time we've done Breathless together.
Yeah, we have never done it together.
We never do it because it's
It's his song.
It's his
Just leave it to
song.
him.
But I keep telling them in your shows, you all should sing Breathless. They say, no, Dad,
No,
it's
this
your
only
song.
you
How can
can
we
sing.
sing it?
We
तो
can't
उनका
sing
वो,
this.
you know,
Hey, yaar,
but they should do it.
शंकर महादेवन का पेटेंट भी होना
तो
चाहिए.
क्या हो गया? बच्चे
That's
हैं,
true.
मेरे बच्चे हैं,
Completely agree.
मेरे products हैं.
That's true. DNA.
Yes.
It's all about the DNA. Listen, we've got to take a break at this point. I'm almost breathless just listening to them, but we've got to take a break. We'll be back with a little bit more jamming. You're watching a musical India Today, India Tomorrow.
Hey, I noticed something new. You've started using a new body lotion.
Funny.
I'm so sorry for the delay. I was on another call. It just kept going on.
No, Papa. You have been a steam bath.
Steam bath at home.
To do steam bath he takes.
Go to your homework.
It's 7:20 already. The kickoff's in 5 minutes. Get all the boys. We have the entire place to ourselves, man. Not working?
Of course it is. But I don't want you guys to be using this bathroom. So use the other one.
I'm so sorry for the delay. I was on another call. It just kept going on.
No, Papa. You have been a steam bath.
Steam bath at home.
To do steam bath he takes.
Go to your homework.
It's 7:20 already. The kickoff's in 5 minutes. Get all the boys. We have the entire place to ourselves, man. Not working?
Of course it is. But I don't want you guys to be using this bathroom. So use the other one.
You're with India Today, India Tomorrow, and we are with the musical Mahadevans. Shankar, Siddharth and Shivam. The three S's.
I like the name musical Mahadevans.
The musical Mahadevans. Something special about this S, is it? That you decided all of you have to be...
You found a wife also whose name starts with an S.
You found a wife, Sangeeta, whose name starts with an S.
And his mom's name starts with an S.
So S is your lucky alphabet.
I think so, yeah.
Let's look into the future. How do you see music evolving, Shankar, in the future? What do you see? Do you believe that there will be this fusion of the traditional and the modern, and therefore different audiences will be attracted?
See, there are only two types of music, yeah. Good and bad. It's as simple as that. And fusion, this new word has come out, fusion, but fusion has existed in our industry for the last, I think, 75 years. What Hemant Kumar used to do?
Or
what
RD.
S.D. Burman, or RD. RD to phir bhi later. I mean, RD was always ahead of his time. I'm just saying, even from, like Waqt Ne Kiya, Kya Hazi, the choir that's happening, the orchestra that used to happen, what is all that? That's fusion only, no? So, fusion always, even in Carnatic classical music, the accompanist is a violinist. It's a German, instrument. So, the fusion is always there. It all depends on how you interpret it and where it's played. And now the new word fusion, everybody's saying, but it's always there.
For you guys, is fusion the buzzword for this generation?
I don't think so. I think this generation completely believes in collaborations. I think that is the buzzword going.
So who would you'd collaborate with a global star and feel
Would
completely
love to.
confident of doing so?
Why not? Of course. Would love to do it.
What's the buzzword for you? Is it fusion? When you think of music for your generation that you feel will appeal to a wide audience, what's that? Is this audience ready for a bhajan as much as they would be for a qawwali, as they would be for a film song or pop music or rock or heavy
also,
metal?
if a song has repeatability value, it's then when a song becomes popular. If you're able to, if you want to listen to it again and again, if you're interested to listen to it again and again, whether it is fusion, classical, someone who has never heard a classical song can suddenly like a classical song and start developing a liking for that part of music. So it's also that.
Now let's talk about Today, which is the #1 hit song. A beautiful song from the film Brahmastra called Kesariya. Now, when we make melodic songs, many production companies, they say, oh no, this is not for the youth here. Make it a little more this. Look at Kesariya. It's a beautiful, it's almost like a, semi-classical-ish melody. It's melodic. It's got musicality. A beautiful song composed by Preetham. Beautiful lyrics by Amitabh Bhattacharya. And that is the biggest hit which this generation is listening to.
Yeah.
So when we talk about
melody is alive.
Melody.
Melody will never die.
Melody, lyrics. These are the two pillars. And the, longevity is because of these two things. Now, when you hear our song, Dil Chahta Hai, it's 20 years, 21 years to Dil Chahta Hai. Still it feels fresh. People still say, Arey, what a film, what are this, and what music. And Dil Chahta Hai, Kal Ho Na Ho, Bunty or Bubbly, so many other Satare Zameen Par. They're all like 10 years, 15 years. वो भी 50 साल के बाद बोलेंगे यार वो area में क्या music आया था. So it's got that value, but I think there's a lot of other things also happening. So this myth is there that oh no, good music is not happening. It's all
because my worry is that this generation's lyrics are nothing quite like what they were 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. You agree with that? Disagree? Or is it just different?
I think it's more the
universal?
I'll tell you what.
It's simpler?
No, the thing is that 20, 30 years ago.
Not 30. Talk about 40 years ago.
40 years ago.
There would be one song coming out every 3 months, or maybe an album coming out every 4 months. Now there are 100 songs coming out
in
every
a day.
hour.
Oh,
every hour.
Yes,
Yeah.
Wow.
Spotify, I mean, this is some crazy.
I don't know the exact stats, but it's mind-boggling the number of unique songs that launch in a day. So I feel the amount of content everybody consumes is like, and the variety of content is just unbelievably vast. And everybody has.
But the longevity, do these songs last, endure
Not
over
all
the
of them,
years?
Not all of them. Not
See,
all of them.
would you believe that there were no mediocre songs in 1930s or 40s? But then it didn't see the light of. There was no way you could bring that out Where would you put a song which is a bad song?
Correct.
Who would listen to it? Vivid Bharati मुश्किल से one Vivid Bharati or one LP used to play. तो उसमें से एक गाना उभर के आता था. And that's why, you know, you pick and choose those songs which were good. But I'm sure there were some terrible songs,
So
some
that I
bad.
feel you could dwell on one song for a longer time before you were bombarded with
another one.
Yeah.
Right.
absolutely.
Right. So you
And
could.
you used to also listen to songs.
Right.
It's not about visual. So it's a little complicated now, but उसमें से भी निकल के आता है तारे ज़मीं पर comes out, you know, Channa Meriya comes out, a beautiful Rahman song comes out, you know. So it comes out of all this. I think there's a huge barrage of content that comes.
What is it? What, more than 2 decades since you did Dil Chahta Hai?
Yeah, 20 years.
20
it still
years.
feels fresh. Yeah.
Shall we still jam on it? Can you
Why
still?
not? Of
Huh?
course.
Let's go.
Their voices are gone so low.
Yeah.
Yeah, fully.
दिल चाहता है
कभी ना बीते चमकीले दिन हो दिल चाहता है हम ना रहे कभी यारों के बिन
जिन दिन भर हो
प्यारी बातें झूमे शामें गाए रातें मस्ती में रहे डूबा डूबा हमेशा समा हमको राहों में यूं ही मिलती रहे खुशियाँ
Wow.
दिल चाहता है.
So you're saying a great song, and that was terrific again, is something that will last the course of time, even though there is so much of music, because the fear is quantity has replaced quality.
Absolutely.
It has.
Yeah.
You agree with that?
It's not replaced, it's overshadowed quality और उसके नीचे है quality. There is quality stuff floating somewhere. It takes a little more time for it to get out of this, you know, content ka, what do you call it?
Ocean of content.
Ocean of content. And like the agarbatti ka, that, you know, dhua, it slowly it comes out.
So as Shankar Ehsan Loy, you still are able to, in a way, you believe that in this sort of ocean, you are able to create the songs that will stand out and last over time.
Absolutely. We have created a song for a film called Razi. You know, "Ae Watan Watan mere aabad rahe tu, मैं जहाँ रहूँ जहाँ में याद रहे तू, ऐ वतन मेरे वतन." Now this is it's an anthem which plays everywhere, and we created in this day. When you say that, oh, it's youth and it's yo and it is this and that, it is going to stand its time, boss.
I want to ask the two of you this: that do you feel intimidated sometimes by Dad? You know, just the sheer range of work that Shankar Mahadevan has produced, both with Ehsan Loy on his own. Does that intimidate you at any stage? Do you feel that you need to step out of Dad's shadow and just do your own thing all the time?
No, I don't think we are intimidated at all, because we never see. I always believe that a musician like him comes once in a century, you know. So we're not trying to compete with him or try to achieve exactly what
he has achieved,
or
yeah.
follow his exact path or do something like that. I think we're just really blessed that we have him at home to guide us, to help us out.
So he guides you. You know, if you're sort of stuck
You should
somewhere,
ask him that.
do you guide them or not?
Every piece of music that this guy, I mean, he's a composer, and he along with his cousin, they've done more than a dozen Marathi films, and now they're doing a Hindi film and many web series and all those things they're doing. Every piece of music that they compose, they play it to me and take my honest opinion, and I'm very critical about it.
You're
I just
tough.
say- I'm not a tough person generally in life,
But
with
you're
myself or with anybody.
But you're an honest critic.
But I'm an honest critic because
I think it's very rare to find somebody who can give you a very transparent opinion about anything that you do. Because in today's day and age, if you play anything to anybody, they're, oh, super, must. Nobody is going to be harsh on your work and say,
Yeah.
yeah, it's okay, or, you know, whatever. But at the same time, he'll never try to put in his, you know, musical inputs and try to change what we've done. That's never happened. But one thing we know for sure, that when we play a song to him, or if Shivam has sung something and he plays it.
Yeah, every time I record a small thing which, you know, I probably don't, you know, need his guidance for, but I have to make sure that he listens to the recorded song once before I put it out, because without his approval, we don't feel like, you know, letting it out there
and that's
to the,
completely their choice.
the audience.
More than approval,
It's not
I
that-
think to get an honest
Opinion.
Sure, which is very important in
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
You know, we've jammed on a couple of his songs. A Marathi song of Shivam, you know, your classic iconic song, Zinda. We should do a bit of that.
Let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, go ahead, go for it.
What key?
Zinda.
Too low, too low.
1, 2, 3.
जिंदा है तो प्याला पूरा भर ले कंचा फूटे चूरा कांच कर ले
जिंदगी का ये घड़ा ले
एक सांस में चढ़ा ले हिचकियों में क्या है मरना पूरा मर ले कोयला काला है चट्टानों ने पाला है अंदर काला बाहर काला पर सच्चा है साला जिंदा I'll tell you a small story about Zinda. Rakesh Mehra was the one who insisted that he wants his voice. You know, I'm the last person to tell, you know, let's use his voice or let's use his voice. And I was just saying, so he said, nay, I want Zinda. I said, okay. And I didn't even tell him that it is his final recording. I said, come and just sing it. I mean, they want a guide voice for the shooting and all that.
Right.
And he came and sang Zinda. The entire unit of Bhag Milka Bhag went crazy. They were shooting, he didn't even know. And from the shooting spot, Rakesh called and said, you know what, they just love it. Please tell Siddharth his voice is finalized. And then I told him. That's when I told him. So he didn't even know.
You know, you know that. So there's no nepotism here. This is at the end of the day. At the end of the day, talent prevails over all else.
100%. 100%.
In a competitive industry like the film industry in particular,
absolutely,
talent will prevail over all else.
You said it.
And I know we've just got a glimpse of your talents. I'm told you'll do a 10-day Ganpati Visarjan.
You can hear it in our voices.
And I know
how
you've
much
been
screaming went on in that Visarjan.
You know, we are recording this soon after Ganpati, and they've been doing bhajans and stuff like that during Ganesh Visarjan. What you now need to do is do an all India tour of the 3 S's.
We call ourselves Triple S.
The Triple S.
The Triple S,
The Triple S concert needs to go across India. You've given us a glimpse of it.
Yeah.
And, you know, just listening to you fills me with so much of joy. Because that's what music does.
And I'll be very honest, coming from you means a lot, really. Because, you know, I've been your fan for so many years. Yeah.
I have been your fan. I'm a fan of music. And let's end with our generation. Shankar, you and I more or less similar generations. Your favorite R.D. Kishore kare ya kya kare? What is your iconic song? The one song, not as an individual, but the one song that always inspires you.
Well, I've listened to this one song which I felt that how did he compose this song? How they have written this song? It's probably the best written song and the best composed romantic song. And I'm sure you'll agree to it. Okay? अभी न जाओ छोड़ कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं अभी न जाओ छोड़ कर कि दिल अभी भरा नहीं अभी अभी तो आए हो बहार बन के छाई हो हवा जरा महक तो ले नजर जरा बहक तो ले ये शाम ढल तो ले जरा.
My caller tune is from the same film.
Oh, what music in this?
मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया हर फिक्र को धुएं में उड़ाता चला गया
मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता. You know, we did a show, Javed Akhtar Sahab and myself, for Sahir Ludhianvi. A whole show on Sahir Ludhianvi.
Master.
Absolute.
As we've said, melody will live on.
Absolutely.
Whether it's in the 1960s with a Hum Dono, whether it's with a Dil Chahta in the 21st century.
Kal Ho Na Ho.
Where Kal Ho Na Ho, Zinda, and your lovely songs that you're going to set the world aflame with in the next decade.
Thank you.
The next decade will belong to the other S's.
Yes.
Hopefully.
What more does a father want?
What more can a father want? And that's really the way we see India today and India tomorrow.
Lovely.
Thank you very much
Thank you.
for joining
Thank
me
you.
on this special.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
What an honor.
It's been a great privilege for me as well.
Thank you.
That were the triple S's on India Today, India Tomorrow. Thanks so much for joining us. मैं जिंदगी का साथ निभाता चला गया